everybody, back to show, believe it or not, some Red Sox cards. A few weeks ago, Lou Rock TV put out a video where he was talking about his collecting mistress, where he said he collects some Tampa Bay Rays cards, despite them being a division rival to his Yankees. And in the comment section to that video, I told him that I had some Red Sox cards that I liked, despite them obviously being a big rival to the Yankees. And so since then, been wanting to make this video, but just had not gotten around to it. So I'll be showing some of the past Red Sox players that I liked, starting with Big Mo Vaughn. Around the time I started really watching a lot of baseball, I was kind of intrigued by this guy. He had kind of a unique batting stance. He had the big elbow pad. He had the big uppercut power swing. He always kind of looked like a video game character, which I guess to me as a kid, that's kind of what intrigued me about him. But yeah, not just a good power hitter, he also was a good hitter for average. I think he might have won a batting title. I know the year that Bernie Williams won the batting title in '98, Mo Vaughn finished second. Bernie only beat him by like a point or two on the final day. But I think Mo might have won one a different year. Or maybe I'm thinking about the MVP that he won. I know he was the '95 MVP. But yeah, he was obviously in a lot of these really cool '90s sets. A lot of nice bass, a lot of nice inserts. So I was always pulling a lot of these. And these that I'm showing are not the original ones that I had as a kid. I got rid of a lot of that random baseball stuff at one point, but over the past handful of years or so, just through buying lots and collections, I've gotten a lot of these back. So now I keep them in some of my '90s binders, where I keep a lot of these random '90s guys that I liked. Just about a dozen cards or so of each guy. Those are some fun binders to look through. Add that to the list of binders that I need to show one day. But yeah, these are just some of the ones I pulled out for this video. But you see, he was in a lot of insert sets. And with Canseco. This is a really cool one. I used to have a few cards from this set. They were 1 of 2,000, which was kind of a big deal back then. There's another really cool one there. Stadium Club Triumvirate. That's the luminescent version. I think there were like 3 different versions of these. That one had like the refractor look to it. This one's really cool too. I've seen a lot of people show cards from this set, and rightfully so. The '97 Topps Sweet Strokes also used to have a bunch of cards from this set. But yeah, that's it for Mo Vaughn. Next Red Sox player I'm going to show is Nomar Garcia. Saw this guy when he came up. I think it was around '97, and I liked him right away. He had the quirky batting routine where he would step out and fix his gloves and tap his toes between every pitch. I know that really annoyed some people, but I always thought it was kind of interesting. And just a really good all-around hitter. And the thing is, during these years, the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry, it wasn't as hot as it used to be, or as hot as it would become years later. So I think it was a bit easier to like some Red Sox players during these years. That was numbered to 3,500. But yeah, he was also in a lot of these cool insert sets back in the day. There's a nice die cut. The lettering appears to have some chipping there. That's another really cool one, the Power Brokers Refractor. There's one from Pacific. So again, despite these being Red Sox cards, a cool card is a cool card, no matter what team is represented on it, no matter what player it is. There's another nice one, Speed Merchant. So I can still appreciate these, even though they're Red Sox cards. That's kind of the point of this video. It's a cool base card from Archive Snapshots. Always like this one too, the Archives with the '91 design. Just really like that photo too. I don't know what it is about this card, just always really liked it. And then this one I got from the Egg and Palm Beach auctions. This Prism Gold. numbered to 480. Yeah, I think they offered this up for like $2, and I figured why not pick up a Nomar card. And the last player I'm going to show here is Manny Ramirez. I mentioned before I liked him when he was in Cleveland, and then in 2001, heading into the 2001 season, he was a free agent, and I was kind of hoping the Yankees would maybe try to get him because he's from Washington Heights, which is not very far from Yankee Stadium, so I was kind of hoping they would bring him home, but at the same time, I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen because he really didn't fit the mold of the Yankee team at that time. They were like a really serious professional team, and Manny certainly was never considered serious or professional, so it didn't end up happening. Ended up going to Boston instead. It's one of my favorite Red Sox cards on the 2001 EX. It's a really cool set. I actually don't have a lot of Red Sox cards of them. I have some really cool Indians cards of them, but again, the point of this video was to show some Red Sox cards, so I'll show his Cleveland stuff some other time. But yeah, that year that he went to Boston, I was hoping he'd go anywhere else. Like if the Yankees couldn't get him, I was hoping to go to, I don't know, Texas or even the Mets or just somewhere else, somewhere other than Boston, because I knew once he went there he was going to kill the Yankees, which he did for many years, but still one of those guys that was easy to like. Despite all of his antics, despite him killing your team, despite even the PED stuff, just seemed like a somewhat likable guy. And definitely one of the best right-handed hitters I ever saw. There's a relic card I have him that's a piece of a base. Numbered to 350. So yeah, that's about all the Manny Red Sox cards I could find. But I do want to show one more Red Sox card. This one from 2008 Topps shows the Red Sox celebrating the 07 World Series, but it's some kind of short print because they photoshopped Rudy Giuliani in there. But the cool thing about this card is my oldest nephew pulled this from the only sports card pack that he ever bought. I tried getting him into cards a few times, but he was never really into sports in general, which is fine. Some people just aren't, but for whatever reason that year he decided to buy a pack of Topps, and he really didn't know any of the players in there. So he just gifted me the pack eventually, and it had that in there. So I'll always like this card despite the fact that it's the Red Sox celebrating the World Series, because, again, the card itself has more meaning to it. So that's it. Thought this would be a fun concept for a video, showing some cards of a team you dislike, but showing some cards of that team that you do like. So thanks to Lou Rock for kind of sparking this idea. Wouldn't mind seeing some other people try this. Just think of a team you dislike and think of some players or some cards of that team that you do like. But that's going to be all for me. So talk to you guys next time.